A lot of people start thinking about leaving the country when something feels off. Not because life completely collapsed, but because the math stopped making sense. They're working, trying, staying responsible, even though it still feels like they're treading water and life just keeps on moving. So eventually, the thought shows up, maybe I should just leave. And almost immediately, that thought gets dismissed as irresponsible, extreme, and also unrealistic. Or worse, it gets romanticized as some magic escape, and both reactions completely miss the point.
Decision I ever made in my 20s was to move to Spain. Why?
You see it everywhere now. Life just doesn't work in America anymore. I'm moving overseas. Life is cheaper elsewhere.
That I picked Medellin, Colombia, because I know it is a great place for digital nomads.
You also see people saying, if you go overseas, you're just running away from your problems. That's not going to work. If you go overseas, you're going to regret it.
And you want to, if you really hate it here and you want to leave and you want to go to a different country, I just want to tell you that there's a huge difference between running from and running towards. If you are running,
conversation between moving abroad has been polarized between fantasy and failure, and that's where the misunderstanding starts.
What's hot take? The people who say that moving abroad is cheap and easy, they are totally overgeneralizing things. Gosh.
What most people misunderstand about moving abroad is why the idea even appeals to them in the first place. You think it's about escape, or adventure, or giving up, but usually it's about pressure relief. When systems around you feel tight, financially, socially, psychologically, your brain looks for air. Leaving isn't about abandoning responsibility. It's about recalibrating effort versus reward. In the US, effort is increasingly front-loaded with delayed payoff. You work longer, you wait longer, you sacrifice more, and the feeling of stability arrives later, if at all. That creates a specific kind of exhaustion. So when people see others living abroad with lower fixed cost, slower pacing, fewer status comparisons, they mistake the surface for the reason. The real mechanism is this. Different environments change how pressure is applied. Some countries compress costs, some slow timelines, some reduce comparison intensity, some don't demand constant future optimization. But here's the part people miss. Moving abroad doesn't remove pressure, it changes the shape of it. And whether that feels like relief or regret depends entirely on why you're going in the first place and what you expect to fix. And this is where most people get it wrong. Because if you're moving thinking that it's going to solve your dissatisfaction, then you're going to end up feeling more disoriented rather than feeling like you're free. If you stay because you're fear and you're scared to actually question the system that you live under, the pressure doesn't go away, it just gets stronger. So before talking and thinking about options, there's a harder question that you need to ask yourself. Are you trying to change discomfort, or are you trying to change the terms of your life? Those two things have very different outcomes. For some people, leaving the country genuinely creates space, not because life becomes perfect, but because the cost to life ratio shifts. Rent drops, time opens up, the feeling of constantly falling behind softens. For others, staying makes more sense, but only after they stop playing a game they never agreed to. They might mean redefining success, choosing stability over status, prioritizing time instead of accumulation, and sometimes the option isn't permanent relocation at all. It's distance, perspective, a pause long enough to see clearly again. The real option isn't where you live, it's how much pressure you're willing to live under. Here's the part people rarely talk about openly. Moving abroad can be lonely. You lose proximity to family, shared history, and cultural ease. Simple things take more effort: paperwork, healthcare, relationships. If your identity is built around productivity, recognition, or career momentum, leaving can feel destabilizing instead of freeing. And staying isn't automatically safer. Staying can mean long-term financial squeeze, constant comparison, quiet resentment, and feeling like life is always about later. Neither option is neutral. Every choice is going to cost you something. The mistake is pretending one path is clean and the other is reckless. The real risk is choosing without being honest with yourself. This isn't trying to convince you whether you should leave or to stay. It's to get you to understand why that thought keeps coming back. Because once you understand the pressure, you stop judging yourself for feeling it. And only then can you decide what kind of life actually fits you, not what you were told.